Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Here's a quick message from our sponsor, Local Works Wheat Ridge, provided by its Executive Director, Paige Piper.
Local Works is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to make Wheat Ridge a more vibrant and sustainable place to live and work. Our mission and action is programming that provides neighborhood revitalization and small business support, keeping and growing the businesses we know and love in Wheat Ridge. In simpler form, we provide connection. Connection to business, connection to community.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Meg Smith.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Today, I'm here with Casandra LaFong from Inspired Beauty and Wellness. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you this morning?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yes. So tell everyone a little bit about your studio. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah, so we call it a studio. I think it just sounds
Perfect.
A little bit more Anyways, we are just a small private practice down in the Applewood area towards 25th and Youngfield. We provide all different types of self-care services such as facials, waxing, massage. I do permanent makeup, and now we're integrating some spiritual guidance and trauma touch recovery. So we're really excited to launch that on this upcoming year. And yeah, so I've been in the industry for 14 years, and then I've got two girls that work with me as well. So we have one other esthetician who's been seasoned for about 10 years, and then a new massage therapist who is integrating cupping and lymphatic drainage into her services as well.
Excellent. Yes. And you know, I'm a fan and client. And so
yeah,
I know a lot about what you do, and I love your services. And in addition to having those kind of subspecialties in massage, you also have some subspecialties within the esthetician services that you provide too. So I don't know if you want to dive a little bit deeper. Like, you know, for me, we do a lot of like calming products and techniques because I have rosacea and I tend to get red, but you also do like some anti-aging. And so maybe, share a little bit more about the subspecialties there.
Yeah, so we can go anywhere from, and I always like to call it pro-aging because we want to embrace our aging.
That's true.
So I'm like against the word anti because all of us are going to age eventually. It's inevitable. So I'm here to just help guide you through that and help you continue to keep your skin healthy as you go through your natural process of aging. We do work with clients with rosacea, with acne-prone skin. We do hyperpigmentation, we do chemical peels, microdermabrasions, dermaplaning. We use Sanitas, which is a locally based company, but they've been around for quite a while now. It was actually what I was trained on in school. And they're based out of Boulder. And then we also use Circadia, and they're more of like a targeted treatment base. So they have products that work hand in hand with each other that help guide us through like different situations. So let's say someone's breaking out, but they have rosacea. I mean, they have something that we can use for that. Or we have like different plans that we can customize to help somebody get to their potential goals with their skincare. So our goal is just to skincare is a science. It's different for every single person. So our goal is just to work with you, and everybody is different. So we want to make sure that we're working together hand in hand with what you're doing at home and with what we're doing in the studio to help you achieve your skincare goals.
Excellent. And then how did you end up in skincare? And I know you're very much a healer. Like that's my, experience with you as a client, but explain to the listeners, how did you find this as your calling?
So funny story. I always wanted to be a hairstylist. And at Green Mountain High School, which is where I went, they have this program where you can go to Warren Tech. your junior and senior year. Well, I wanted to go my junior year because I wasn't high school wasn't my thing. And so I wanted to join hairstyling, but you can only take that course your senior year. So I was like, okay, what else can I do that's like kind of in that industry? And I joined aesthetics and I just fell in love with it immediately. I had no idea what it was. I had never gotten a facial before. I had never even thought anything close to that, like that was not even something that I had in my mind. So I started that. Needless to say, I did take hairstyling the next year and absolutely hated it. Didn't even get certified in it and stuff. So that's where my journey started. And then I took a year off after high school and joined with the massage therapy to kind of integrate everything. And that's where I feel like I got my healing touch from, because I got a 2-year associate's degree with that. So I just kind of meshed them and just tried to find a way that made me different than your medical estheticians or your spa estheticians, and just kind of did a little bit of both and like combined them so that people can get the best experience and quality.
And I love in your facials how you apply massage, to the experience. And I am not embarrassed to say I fall asleep regularly because I get so relaxed and you do like your flutter finger thing. I mean, I don't know how to, it's amazing. So if anyone's listening, this is like the best facials around. So anyway, okay. So why do I know why I choose you over others, because I've had the other facial experiences and I basically just explained it. It's so much different with you because I get that extra massage, experience, and it is so amazing. But I'm sure you have folks that tell you other reasons they might choose you over other options. What are some of those preferences?
So some feedback that I've gotten in the past is that we're very one-on-one based in the studio. So there's only one room. It's small, but we kind of like it that way because it's just you and the client. And we give ourselves a 30-minute cushion after every client so that we can really dive into what you're going to do at home, directing any questions or concerns you may have, any confusion that you may have. And also, if we see something in the facial that we need to address that may take us a little bit longer, we can do that also. And I think one thing that drives people into me is that it's a very calm and safe space. I feel like today in this day and age in this world, and there's just so much going on that people need that little slice of heaven every now and again. And so I feel like just walking into this space, it feels very serene, it feels very calm, and it really gives people a time to come in and just take an hour or an hour and a half out of their day, out of this crazy time, and just be, and not have to it's just a judgment-free zone, and they don't have to be anything or do anything, but just be there.
Yeah. And it is that way. I mean, I can second that. It is so calming and so peaceful and lovely. And yeah, it's very nice. One of my dream board or vision board to-dos is like, just go to your studio every Friday. Like that's what I'm working toward. Yeah. Get the massage, get the facial, just have it be a spa day.
Oh, wouldn't we love that?
Yeah. So, okay. And then tell us a little bit about any hardships that you've experienced in the business. I know COVID, probably was significant, but you could expand on that or anything else that, helped you become a better business owner.
So I opened right dab smack in the middle of COVID. So that was quite the challenge. And then there was, previously we had 2 rooms in there, and I went through a lot of different things different, ways to utilize that room. And I had different providers in there renting out the space. And then I had times where I hired people as like 1099 contractors. And then it took me a while to kind of finagle through what worked and what didn't. And eventually, I just knocked down the wall and made it into one big room and said, whoever's coming in here needs to be under the Inspired name. Because I think, with these other providers, private practices, they want the same thing that I do, and they want it to be branded under what they want it under, and which is totally great. And I love that for all of the providers out there. There are so many of us. But I think for me, I really needed to navigate through whether or not I wanted that secondary provider under a different business name, and if I wanted to create a team of my own. So that was probably one of the harder things. COVID was definitely hard, but thanks to you, I met you and you helped me along with a lot of clients.
Helped you grow.
Yeah. So I did end up getting getting a lot of clients, and I am right between a hair studio and a nail salon, and going over there and just creating relationships and stuff really helped me as well.
Yeah.
Just with referrals and stuff through those businesses who have been there for ages. So that was
fun. I love that you guys are all co-located, because it is very complimentary, the services that all of you are providing. So that's really nice. So what news and specials do you have? I know you've got some specials because people can see them in Applewood Living in the upcoming edition, but share any news or specials with our listeners too, in case they don't get the magazine.
So right now we're doing a buy 5, get 6 peel package. So chemical peels are best used in a series of 6, at least mine are, because mine are they're not those type of peels that make you feel like a snake for 2 weeks after you get them done. So we like to do them in a series of 6 months. And with that, you do get a free post-peel kit, which has 5 different products in it that help you through your peel transitions and stuff. And then we're doing a $15 cupping enhancement with Zoe. She has a fabulous touch. She does really good with sports medicine and deep tissue, and really specific problems she does a really great job with. And we'll be doing that $15 cupping enhancement, I think, until the end of the year. And then one thing I just wanted to kind of touch base on is at the beginning of the year, my partner Rachel and I decided that we wanted to integrate trauma recovery. So we will be holding a workshop in January. It'll be every Saturday in January for 4 weeks, four classes. And we will be doing a workshop that is based on trauma recovery. So anybody who has been through trauma, who needs help, kind of guiding their way through it, this would be a great starting point for those people. We'll be doing exercises. We'll be doing meditations. We'll be identifying healthy touch. We'll be learning how to create boundaries and how to maintain those healthy boundaries with people. We'll be doing a lot of different things that help people address their trauma so that they don't have to live with their trauma anymore. We'll be doing somatic emotional releases, and it's just a great way to start your journey through trauma recovery. Through this, I have found many people who have been willing to come speak as well. So we have people from therapists to Reiki specialists to people who have written books about self-care. We've got, I know this sounds crazy, but cuddle therapists. I've never heard of them, but I did talk to one, and she's coming to talk as well. And she will be there to kind of help guide us through, what's a healthy touch, and it can be from a complete stranger or someone that you know. So we're really, really excited about that because we want to capture as many people as we can in this next year and beyond that, but we're focusing small. So this next year, we really want to target anybody and everybody we can to help them through that trauma. So I really just want to voice that, like, that's our biggest thing in this next upcoming year.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, there's so many people that don't know how to heal and deal, with things they've experienced. And it does come down to learning new practices and best practices. And I love the cuddle therapy. I mean, think about like our kids, right? Cuddling is therapeutic. And we experience that all the time with them.
So I also believe that our kids love that stuff, but also as we get older, we kind of lose access to that positive touch. And so, I think there's so many people in this world who don't get touched, like even just a hug, or like a handshake, or, have somebody to walk down the street with and stuff. So it could be very positive, and touch is a very important thing. So I'm excited to kind of join her with that as well and see what all she has to bring and how we can just learn how to accept it again,
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, I'm excited. Okay, so how else do you get involved in the community? I mean, you're right here in Applewood, so I love it because you're like 5 minutes from my house. But how do you, stay in touch with the neighborhood? I know you host events where you have, makers like, artisans and folks that make different products, but share a little bit about your involvement in the community.
Yeah, so I am on different Facebook groups, a lot of Applewood neighborhoods, Lakewood neighborhoods, the Green Mountain Moms, because I live in Green Mountain still. And I'm on there a lot, and I help through there. I also really love, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but it's called Jeffco Angels. Have you ever heard of that group? So if any of you need this, there's a group out there called Jeffco Angels, and there's a lot of people that will post on there like different things that they need, who are maybe just a little not as well off as some of us. And I really love, like, when I clean out Cecilia's room, or I clean out my closet and stuff, or if there's furniture that we're getting rid of, I always post on there first before taking it to like an ARC or trying to sell it on, OfferUp or something. And people come and get it immediately, like just people who are in need of kids' toys or kids' clothes or any of those things. So I would really highly recommend anybody getting on that page, because I've met some great people who are really just struggling right now. I think all of us are kind of struggling, but just helping people out that way is really important to me. And then we also, like right now, we're doing an event on December 9th. We just created it last week, so we're still kind of working out a little bit of the details, but we will be hosting an event at the Guapo Taco in the Colorado Mills. And I can give you the link to that if you want to share it with people. But it's a $25 event. It gets you a raffle ticket and a drink ticket. And we'll be having different providers, healthcare providers, wellness providers there. And then I'm hoping I'm going to ask one of my great clients, Katie Zarlingo, to join us as my special guest. She is the owner of the Zarlingo Foundation, and they do many different things for kids as well. So I'm hoping that we can get her there to kind of help support her in that foundation as well.
Excellent. Well, yeah, and stay tuned, everyone. So we'll definitely share the link. If you're listening to this podcast on the website, you'll be able to see it below the podcast posting. And then we also like to get to know our guests on a personal level. So share what you do for fun when you're not working.
So my daughter and I, we make body oils and bath salts and all kinds of fun stuff. So we like being pretty crafty. I also love making macrame. I haven't done it in a while, but I like making plant hangers. And then I am a plant person. I've got like 52 plants in my home. So I spend a lot of time with my plants. And then during the summertime, we really like being outdoors. So we do a lot of paddle boarding, camping, kayaking. We do a lot of hiking, things like that. We just really love being outside. So usually we leave the crafts for like the winter seasons, and then during the summer we're out skiing,
Awesome.
And now I'm engaged, and my fiance, he is a project manager for a company that renovates hotels. So we've been doing a lot of traveling, going to wherever he's at and seeing him. So that's been cool to see different cities and stuff like that.
Nice. Yes, that's a lot of fun. You get out and adventurous with him.
Yeah.
Love it. So how should folks get in touch with you? What's the easiest ways to connect, to either come in for services or learn more about your events?
So I do have a Facebook page. You can either join me on my personal one or my business one. My personal one's just my name, Casandra LaFong. And then the business one is Inspire Beauty and Wellness. However, the easiest way to get in touch with me is probably to call me or text me. And I think, do you guys label the number?
Yeah, we'll put your contact info from what you filled out on the form below the posting. But if folks are just listening, like they're driving or something, it's good to have all the social handles and everything.
Okay. So the number is 720-254-7435. That is my business number. So if I'm with a client, or if it's like I'm home and stuff, I usually don't answer it. But if you leave a message or shoot me a text, I will definitely get back to you. And then if you want to schedule an appointment or see what kind of events or monthly promotions I have, we list them all on the website at myinspirebeauty.com. There are different tabs where you can see all of the services that we provide. There's a contact tab, and then there's also a monthly special tab. But at the bottom of all of those pages is a Schedule Now link, and you can just press on that button, and it'll take you over to the scheduling page.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's super easy, user-friendly.
Yes, I will attest to that. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Of course, I love helping your business grow and sharing your story, so I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I appreciate you more than you know. Believe me, you have been such a rock star in my journey. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, well, you are very welcome.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwestdenver.com. That's gnpwestdenver.com or call 720-295-9588.